I'm doing my 5-minute fix right now while it's on my mind so I can get some sleep in the middle of the night, but cannot let this day go without thanking once again John D. O'Connor, the Deep Throat lawyer. Cannot go without saying thank you to Paul Freeman, the former VP of on-air promotion. He was the creative director at CBS Television, and he talked about that experience as well as writing The Unexpected Danny Green. But in my research today of Justice Breyer, yes, Stephen Breyer's last day as a Supreme Court Justice, I did some research, and did you know he was a special prosecutor to the Watergate scandal in the DOJ? That's right. Justice Breyer, before becoming Supreme Court Justice, like literally 20 years before, was involved with Watergate. And if that isn't interesting to make that connection, he was an assistant special prosecutor in this 50th anniversary trail, which I'm now on. After 2 interviews, I'm now going to tell you things relating to Watergate 50, right up to the resignation of Richard, is it M. Nixon? I think it's M. Nixon, in August of 1974. But take a listen to retiring Justice Stephen Breyer on the role SCOTUS should have had in the tapes and this Watergate scandal.
We have a situation where that rule of law is strong enough that the president will not put himself in the position of not following the law. And subsequently, with getting the tapes, it goes, as I said, to the Supreme Court. At that point, the Supreme Court says, turn over the tapes. And he does it. He's going to do it.
But it's a very important moment.
Yes, yes. And he could not, because of the state of the American public believes in this rule of law, and they're right. But that's not something that just happened magically. It's something that there's a long, long history behind.
It was a test of our political culture, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. But it's not, perhaps. I think the real test was the desegregation in Little Rock. And I think that was where it was touch and go. And I think the law won out. Very good thing. And then by the time of Watergate, it's very interesting. See, all of that, I think, is part of Charlie Wright's thinking, too. It's important, even here, you see, where probably President Nixon is thinking everyone else is wrong and he's right or whatever. People normally do think that, they think they're right, everybody else is wrong. I think that, we all. So
it's human.
Yeah, it is human. So he's thinking, he decides still, I'm going to follow this law. I'll go to court, and if I lose, I abide by the result. So nobody notices that. But that's what's so important about this, in part, from a lawyer's point of view, and I think ultimately from the public's point of view.
And there you have it. The former assistant special prosecutor in the Watergate investigation turned Supreme Court Justice after being nominated by Bill Clinton, now making way for Ketanji Brown Jackson. It's going to be a changing of the guard down in the SCOTUS as Breyer is out. But to know that he has a link to Watergate 50, I couldn't miss that on the day he does have his retirement. And we wish him well. Whether you are conservative or Democrat, whenever a justice leaves, it's a moment. And we have to honor that moment. We honor him, rightfully so, for his service to the country on the highest court, the Supreme Court, which I pray gets back to being the last bastion that keeps this country together, that continues to be the glue for the legislation and the executive. And yes, Justice Stephen Breyer, you might know him as liberal justice of the court, but he also had a hand in the Watergate investigations. Have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. It's the end of June, can you believe it? Heading into July now, and some very exciting times ahead. Talk to you soon on Alex Guerra Podcast.